The unemployment rate is actually way, way higher than we thought it would be. And I got some pretty cool stats and some pretty cool videos that I'm going to show in today's video. And I think we're at a way worse economy than we were in 2008, 2009. And I got some reasons, and I'm going to wonder if you guys agree and let me know you guys' opinion. So, first of all, let's look at some articles like always. So, first of all, US unemployment rate rises to higher levels in over 2 years. Nobody can dispute that. It's about at 4.1% of me making this video. And let's look at another article right now. More Americans apply for jobless benefits as layoffs settle at higher levels. So there is no doubt about it that we're heading into a recession, depression, whatever you want to call it. These are not like really coined terms, but let's look at the unemployment data. So this was a graph in 2008, 2009 was like, oh my gosh, there was like a bump, and now we're like starting to pick it up again. In a perfect world, people would just need one job. In a perfect world, you need one job, and that one job. That's what my parents did. They had one job, and if you get laid off, you filed for unemployment. And I would say that is a pretty accurate statement for my parents' generations, boomers, and so on. Now, we are at a way, way, way different job market. We're at a way different time of life. And we're in a world where people have one job, two jobs, three jobs, four jobs. And so let's look at the new norm of 20 and 30-year-olds. So let's watch this video together and we will chat afterwards about it.
This is what it looks like to work 3 jobs to live comfortably in this economy. I do rover sittings part-time, and then I'm an influencer's assistant full-time, and then also part-time assisting to another influencer. Today, I started off my morning at 8 a.m. until I had my first house sitting. I fed them and hung out with them for an hour. I also got some of my influencer assisting work done here. Originally, I was going to have to manage my time to work about 9 hours total for all of my jobs today, but luckily my second influencer that I work for didn't need me to work today, so I got to focus on this adorable. Now, I've been getting a lot of rover sittings for cats, which I'm not complaining about. I'm a cat person through and through. So then I proceeded to head to Henry and Zuko. This is Zuko. He's such a sweetie, loves the cuddles. Now, balancing 3 jobs is not easy, especially freelance jobs, but my mental health has improved so much since leaving my last job, so I wouldn't trade this for the world. It helped that the rover drop-ins were back-to-back, so when I got home, I was able to fully focus on getting work done for the influencer I work full-time for, and actually take a lunch break because I didn't have a third job to do. All in all, this day was very successful because I finished up at 5:30 so I could still enjoy my night. Now, I'm sure you're curious how much I made and if it was worth it. After fees, I made $16.80 as well as $24 from Rover, and then with assisting, I made $130, which makes a total of $170.80 for today. Follow me if you'd like to see more.
Okay, so this person actually has 3 jobs and she would not qualify for unemployment. So that's why the numbers are so low. If you've gotten severance or have gotten severance, depending on which state you're from, you're not eligible for unemployment. And if you have part-time jobs, other gigs, you're not qualified for unemployment depending on states and all these regulations. So now there's some other stuff that goes into play why you might not be able to get unemployment also. If the time expired, how long the durability was of you being unemployed. So if you are falling off of that unemployment bracket because you've been unemployed for too long, you're also not going to get unemployment. So there are so many factors weighing into the data. And in order to get a huge, huge spike in it, there needs to happen something like mass layoffs, and then it will spike. So if all these companies did these layoffs at the exact same time, I'd bet you we'd be way above the 2008, 2009 levels. But since we did them all staggered, everybody kind of got, severance, got some sort of deal. It is not how it was in 2008, 2009. So it is harder to get unemployment depending on which state they are because they're constantly making it so you can't get the money. So it is actually pretty dang hard to get unemployment and trying to figure out what what's really going on and how to actually what to make of this. So now let's look at some of the causes. So one reviewer wrote me in the comment section that this guy was trying to get a job at Apple. And it's a little bit of backstory. I had a back and forth with him. He said, try to get a job at Apple, and people just do interviews just because they like it. So let's look at this. Uh, I was interviewed by the same person 4 times. He asked the same question, didn't even remember that I've interviewed before, and he's practically enjoys gaslighting new candidates to think he is superior technically. I got approached by the recruiter last month and was asked to interview for the 5th time with the same engineer. So this guy was like saying that interviewing now isn't even worth it because they just do interviews to collect data, and if you actually need a job, there are none. And when you look at the job report from last month, it was all healthcare workers and government employees that got hired. No tech jobs, not really, because I think some of this stuff has to do with 2 things: AI and remote work. So somebody said that they were a developer that was working for a US company and they were living abroad, and now they got replaced by their fellow Indians that actually lived close to him. So that guy got let go. He's like, oh, I moved from the United States back to India to be with my family, and I got replaced by my friends that lived down the road from me for a way cheaper rate. So he got outsourced by his own people. And we're seeing that a lot because work from home has showed company, hey, we can keep up productivity. We just need to go where these cheap people are, and we can get people that are higher, that have way more technical skills than, Americans, and then we can just get them for cheaper, and we don't have to pay labor laws. They're working longer hours. They're not going to revolt. And that is a whole nother problem that I see, because when you outsource, there's complications, limitations to all that culture stuff and getting the product done. Like getting a good quality product out is way different when your team is not accessible. So that's why I'm kind of a fan of having remote work, but still in the United States, or partial work from home, where they can actually still work wherever they want to, but you can call them into the office once a quarter and actually have these brainout sessions like at WeWork and all these other places, because you just need to have it developed here. And I spoke to um, startup founders, and they said, if you hire a team abroad to code an app for you, it's going to be very difficult to sell that app because they programmed it differently, and they couldn't really, you weren't that much involved in it. So I'm asking you, do you agree with that, or not? Let me know in the comments, because I'm not a developer. I just hear what other people say, and so I don't really have an opinion on that, and I don't know too much about it, but that's just what they say, and I'm just repeating that right now. So it is actually quite difficult for these people to then sell the app or do something, because you just can't sell it, replicate it, because you don't know how the code was written and all that, because they just did it however they wanted to. So now that brings us to the AI movement, right? So now we have this great thing called artificial intelligence that is kind of taken over, because employers can now say AI can do a task of 3 people, and so you're done. So if AI can do your job and your neighbor's job and your other neighbor's desk jobs, then they say, hey, we can let 2 of them go and we just keep one, and that's it. So really brutal. And then that's going to result into you actually doing side gigs, and you're going to do rover, and you're going to have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and you're not going to qualify for unemployment again, right? So your technical job is going to be replaced with being a task rep. And I've seen it on LinkedIn a lot. And if you haven't followed me on LinkedIn, stop now and go follow me on LinkedIn. It's in my channel, and just go and follow me on LinkedIn. Let's connect, baby. So if you are, doing these tasks, you're doing these things as a developer, now you got to do Rover and have 2, 3 side jobs, driving for Uber, doing DoorDash, doing all these things to try to stay afloat and pay your bills. You're also not going to qualify for unemployment. Wah, wah, wah. Not good. And then, like when you're trying to be and become an influencer, you can't really do that in today's world in no time. So if you want to be an influencer, that is a journey that's going to start off 2 years in the past. So if you see my videos blowing up with 2,000 um subscribers, 3,000 as it is now, I've been doing YouTube now for 4 years, and I changed channels and I see what gotten any tractions. And I did highly edited sketch videos. I did all these other videos, and then I just this kind of gained traction. So this is what I'm doing now. Giving these economy updates. I kind of like it. I need to walk anyways, so this is pretty good. So now we're here in Switzerland, in Zurich, and this is where you shoot, or the military shoots. Every year you have to keep up your shooting, keep up your gun, and this is where they bring you. This is where you go once every year, where you do your mandatory shooting. If you're in the reserve, they'll give you the bullets, and then you go and shoot. Right. So mandatory thing, and now we're gonna see the popo writing tickets because they do not like when you park here in the woods. I don't know why, but Switzerland always had this freaking thing with giving you fines. It's always been very, very interesting. Let me zoom out before, so I'm gonna zoom in because they do not want to be filmed. So as you can see, the police is right there giving somebody a ticket. Can you even see that or not? Let's see if being in Switzerland has its perks, but the fines. If you've been here and you got a speeding ticket, they'll find you. Switzerland was always good at collecting money. Always. They've always, always, always gotten your money. It is not like in the US where they send it to you and you don't pay. No. Here, they'll come and garnish your wages and do all kind of crazy shit to you, and you gotta just do it. So brutal. Brutal. Not good. Yeah. That's it. Yep, giving tickets, doing stuff. Car was right there. Gotta tell him to move. And flogging in Switzerland raises flags. Hasn't caught on yet. I bet you in a few years you'll see that more. And all these people, they just this is like a sleepy town. So back to the video. So yeah, my journey and all these unemployed people are going to have pretty crazy times when they're going to have. Yeah, these people are just going to have a crazy time. If you're unemployed right now, and I've seen it in the market where somebody actually wrote me a comment that said they have 300 applications uh, a week. That's how much they write. They write 269 or something, or 300 applications a week. And somebody else, I made a video the other day that said that these people actually have that they're fake job listings, and so that they're falsified, right? So some of them are falsified, and then other ones are fake or scams. So they said that some of these job listings are scams. And when you are looking at scam jobs, two of them, You know, like, so there's four fake of them. Two of them are scams. So then you're at six. And he said one or two are already expired. And then there were another two that, everybody else applies to. And those get 3, 4, 5,000, um, you know, applications. So, and how are they going to do that? Filter it out? I have no idea. So, yeah, recruiting is tough. And, finding a job is tough. So, I wish you guys all the best if you're on your job search journey. Let me know if you're on your job search journey. Then, yeah, see Switzerland. No filming. This is public area. Of course, you can film. And we're out in the woods. So, you gotta smack your side the head. So, yeah, if you are job searching, let me know. Let me know the struggles you have been facing. Maybe I can help, maybe not. Maybe I can give you some good encouragement. So I will talk to you in the next one.